Welcome to SPI Supply's video resources. This video will show you how to operate your Plasma Prep 3. With the completion of the setup of the Plasma Prep 3, you are now ready to run your samples. To run the unit, you will need to turn on the vacuum pump and process gas from your source. Turn the power on to the unit. You can now load your samples. If this is the first run of the day, you may want to do a run without samples to clean out the chamber and confirm that you are adequately achieving vacuum and RF power to the chamber. To load samples, open the door and remove the inner chamber. The samples can be placed directly in the chamber. Here they are being placed in our optional perforated Pyrex shelf. Carefully slide the inner chamber back into place and press the vacuum button. You should hear the pump noise increase as the chamber is evacuated. Be sure that the inner chamber seals well to the outer chamber. This should take place in a few seconds. You can now close the door. Be sure that the door latch is fully engaged, as there is a micro switch on the front door which will prevent the RF from running if not engaged. The chamber should pump in fairly quickly. This will depend somewhat on the potential outgassing from your samples. Typically, your system should pump down to a vacuum of 200 to 400 millitorr in a matter of a few minutes. If not, please check to be sure the inner chamber is seated properly. Once you have achieved vacuum, you can begin operation. Turn on the RF power. The power knob should be fully counterclockwise. Slowly bring the knob clockwise. You should see an increase in the wattage as shown on the LED meter. When at a reading of 50 watts, adjust the tuning knob to maximize this reading. You should now see a plasma glow in the chamber. Increase the RF power to fully clockwise. The reading should now be at 100 watts. By pressing the meter switch, you will change your reading to reflected instead of forward, as evidenced by the small R on the LED. This reading should be adjusted to a minimum level. At this point, it is easy to adjust your system to any desired power level between 1 and 100 watts. Just adjust the power level to your desired level, such as 10 watts. Check the reflected level, adjust, and set back to the forward level meter. Even at 1 watt, you should detect a glow. Note that while operating, you may see a change in the vacuum meter. This is most likely due to an outgassing of your samples or an increase in pressure due to the etching of your samples. Once you have completed sample run, turn the RF switch off and bring your power level knob fully counterclockwise. You can now turn off the vacuum and press the vent. The inner chamber should now vent. The vent cycle time is factor set for 30 seconds to a minute. To change this, see your manual. With the chamber vented, open the door and carefully remove your samples. You can now reload your chamber, or if you are done, just reinsert the inner chamber and close the door. Turn off the vent valve and turn the power off. If this is the last run of the day, turn off your gas supply and vacuum pump. This completes the operation section of your Plasma Prep 3.